Hi, folks. Greg Vonnie here of Tone Beck, Vonnie, Callahan, and Powell in beautiful Pasadena, California. So I was at the local auto club office the other day and I noticed they had a sign posted, and the sign said, "Do you understand your automobile insurance policy?" And so the thought came to me that, in fact, most of us really don't understand all the terminology. And so today I'm going to give you a brief anatomy of your auto insurance policy to help you in making sure you are properly protected. So, the first two things that people often get confused about are the coverages for what's called comprehensive and collision. And the coverages are distinct and different, and you need both. So, comprehensive coverage basically can occur whenever there's damage to your car when it's not moving, like if it's vandalized, your car gets keyed, for example, or a tree limb falls on your car, or there's a fire to your car. That's where comprehensive insurance coverage comes in. Collision coverage, on the other hand, is when obviously your car collides with another vehicle or an object. And so those are the two distinctions between comprehensive and collision. The other parts to pay careful attention to in your automobile policy are the liability portions of your policy. So, bodily injury liability, that means if you cause an injury to another person, that's the part of your insurance that's so important in protecting you from a lawsuit or a claim against your policy. And that kind of coverage not only pays the damages that may be found that you're liable for, also pays for your lawyer to defend you for any case that's filed against you. So bodily injury liability is important, very important to protect you. Now, to protect you in a different way and your loved ones and friends that might be in your vehicle, that coverage is called uninsured motorists. Now, uninsured motorist doesn't always mean that you're involved in an accident by a negligent motorist who has no insurance. It can also mean a negligent motorist that has minimal or incomplete insurance coverage. So uninsured motorist coverage acts as both uninsured or underinsured. And so what you're going to do in a case of underinsured is you compare your coverage that you buy against the minimal coverage of the negligent motorist, and the differential is what's available on your uninsured motorist coverage. That coverage is very important. A lot of people skimp on it. They don't get very good coverage, but it protects you in case of an accident, and many people have inadequate insurance. So it's critically important you pay attention to your uninsured motorist and buy as much as you can, whether it's 100,000, 500,000, or even a million, but consider it. The last thing on most standard policies would include medical payments. That's for medical expenses. Usually there's a low limit on how much is provided or is that you can purchase for that. They come in increments typically of $1,000 at the lowest end, 5,000, 25,000. I've seen 100,000. Now you might say, well, I already have health insurance. Why do I need that? Get it anyway because number one, it's cheap to buy. And number two, it gives you a cushion. So let's say you're in an accident. Maybe you're a HMO member, a Kaiser member, and you can only go to Kaiser doctors. But if you have medical payments, you can pick any doctor you want as long as it's accident related and get reimbursed up to the limit that you buy. So I recommend that as well. Finally, if you have a lot to protect in your life, like many people do, and that means you own a home, for example, you have a good job, you have an estate that's worth some money, consider getting an excess, or sometimes called an umbrella policy, that provides coverages sometimes of $1 million, $5 million, $10 million even, above all your other coverages. So important to ask about obtaining umbrella too. Any rate, that's kind of a basic intro into the anatomy of your automobile insurance policy, and I thank you for listening.